Thank you so much. Okay, then good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pawan Chandu, Soyash, Nidhi, Life Hacker. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. And I welcome you all to this day 2 of your JavaScript Essential course. And we are very sorry for the delay, guys. I don't know, something happened on YouTube live option. So sorry for that. Sorry for the technical issue. Okay, so good evening once again. Good evening, Somadita, Ritik, Battle Fox, Atharv, Shankar, Vignesh. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. And I welcome you all to this day 2 of JS Essentials. And yesterday, we discussed basically about what exactly is JavaScript, right? How it works, how to make it work on the client side. We actually discussed a lot about JavaScript. We understood what exactly JavaScript does nowadays, what it used to do initially, but now how big it is, what are the things it can do, right? And then we started with the basics of how to run JavaScript in the browser environment with the help of HTML. And we also saw how to create variables in JavaScript, right? What are constants? And also we move ahead and we have learned about console.log that basically helps us to print something in the console. And we also talk about the templating, right? So this is what we have done till now. Okay. So now today we're going to be talking about conditions. We're going to be talking about functions, one of the most important things. And then I think a lot of people were asking about the difference between let and var, let and var, let and var. So I'll also be discussing that. I'll tell you the difference between let and var. And if we still have time, we'll also discuss loops today. Otherwise, loops will be for tomorrow. But today's session is all about conditions, functions. Very, very important. Okay, so once again, sorry for the delay, guys. And without using any more time, let's start with today's session. I hope you guys are excited. And all the new people, focus now. Okay, everyone, let's go. Let's start. So this was the file that we created yesterday. Let me close all this stuff. And yeah, let me delete this folder as well because we don't need it. I think I just created it to show you the difference between relative path and absolute path. So let's run this file. So let me go in my browser. Let me just take a browser tab from my other screen and paste it. Here we go. Welcome to JavaScript. Inspect. That's how we open our console. And you can see 34 is already there because this is what we printed last time, right? You can see that. So now, guys, I'm going to be removing all this code. And today, we'll directly start with something called as conditions, right? We'll start with something called as conditions. Okay, everyone. So let's start. So first thing is, guys, and yeah, before we move ahead, I would like to tell you one more thing, that for everyone who is new here, please go ahead and register for the course. The one link is below the description, like below the video in the description. Just click on that and register for the course, please, everyone. Because if you're not registered, you will not get your certificate that we provide, which is also supported by GDG, Google, and Let's Upgrade, ITM, and NSDC. So if you want that certificate, you have to register for the course. And if you want all the materials that we create here as well. And please also mark your attendance. The one link is below in the description, everyone. So don't forget to do that. And let's start. So guys, what exactly is a condition in a programming language? Now, all the programming languages have this particular concept. It's like not in JavaScript, it's everywhere. So what exactly is a condition in programming? A condition is nothing but comparison of data. A condition is nothing but comparison of data, right? When I say comparison, that means we check, right, if that particular, like for example, let's talk about a condition in real world. What exactly is a condition in real world? Something based on which something else happens. For example, when I say, if you come by 6:30, I'll take your lecture. So in this case, if you come by 6:30 is a condition, and I'll take your lecture is dependent on that condition. So when something is dependent on a statement, that statement can be called as a condition. That's what a condition is. And in real world, we every day talk about condition, right? If you do this, I'll do that. If you don't do this, I'll not do that. All that stuff. So wherever you apply this if in English, that's what a condition is called, guys. That is what a condition, right? So simple. Whenever something in based on a statement, or whenever something is based on a statement, if it works or not, that statement is considered as condition in real world. Now in programming, you don't have very big statements because you're not writing English or Hindi or any other language. In programming, a condition is nothing but comparison of data based on which you perform something. Because in programming also, a lot of times you want to perform some task or do something based on a condition. For example, let me just give you an example. You go on facebook.com or google.com or gmail.com, right? So if you want to get into Facebook, you have to write username and password. Okay, and when you click on login, they internally check if your username is correct and if your password is correct. Only if both of them are correct, then they redirect you to their homepage. Otherwise they block you. That means they are having that checking mechanism somewhere they're checking if your username and password are correct. That's what a condition is. Only if that is correct, I'll move you ahead. Otherwise I'll block you on the spot. So that's one example of condition, right? So that's how conditions work. For example, I'll give you one more example. You might have seen a lot of times you fill form, right? So until and unless you fill your form perfectly, the button is disabled. You can only click on that submit button only if you complete the proper form, right? If you have not completed the form properly, that button is disabled. So that's again a condition. Only if all the form fields are fine, then only I'll enable the button. So that's one more condition, guys. Only you can click the button only if you fill the form correctly. So these are few examples, but everywhere on the site condition checks are going on. So it's very important to understand how to write conditions in programming. So in programming, guys, condition is nothing but comparison of data, because that is the only thing you have here. Data, nothing else. You have nothing else, only data. So conditions, to create conditional statements or to create conditions, you just compare data. That's all. So let's go ahead and let's see how to do it. Now, guys, to perform conditions, you actually have something called as conditional operators available, or you can also call them relational operators. Okay, you have something called as conditional or relational operators available for that. They look like this. You have something called as greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, and we have something called as not equal to, and also we have equal to equal to. These are few operators which we call as relational or conditional, and they help you to create conditional statements, or when I say comparison, because guys, conditions are nothing but comparison. When you compare something, that becomes a condition. It is called as condition because something is based on that. That's why it's called as a condition. But in programming, a condition is nothing but comparison of data, and these are the operators that help you. Now, a condition will always give you two things: either true, that means condition is satisfied, or false. For example, if I tell you, if you come at 6:30 tomorrow, I'll take your lecture. So either you will come or you'll not come, right? So either I'll take your lecture or I'll not take your lecture. So a condition can be only two things: either true or false. And based on true, you do something, or based on false, you do something. So let's see how to do that. And these are the operators that help you in that. So let's go, guys. Let me create some data, like for example, num equals 6. Okay, because you need data to compare, otherwise you can't compare. Now then, let me just do this. Console.log. Now let's use it. I write num less than 10. Now you tell me, guys, my num's value is 6 and I'm writing a comparison num less than 10. Is it correct or not? Everyone, come on, tell me. Guys, my num is equal to 6 and I'm writing num less than 10. So tell me if it is correct or not, if this condition or comparison will give me true or false. guys? Exactly. It's going to give us true because num is 6 and I'm writing 6 is less than 10. Yes, that's correct. So it should return me true. See that? It gives me true. So a simple comparison. And just like that, I can do everything. For example, less than equal to 10. It is still true. Because yeah, 6 is less than equal to 10. What if I make it 10? Let's see. Still true because 10 is not less than 10, but it is equal to 10. What if I make it 11? Now, it's not going to be less than 10, not equal to 10. That means it's simply going to return us false. A comparison will always give you true or false. That's it. That's how you use all this stuff. For example, let's say I write num not equal to 10. Now you tell me, guys, num not equal to 10. So num is 11. Is it correct or not? Obviously true because 11 is not equal to 10. That's true. Here we go. And then you have this equal to, which basically used to check if both are equal. So if I do, if check if num is equal to 10, it will be false because 11 is not equal to 10. It is called as equal to, but it is considered as simple equals operation. See, false. If I make it 10, then it should be true because yes, 10 is equal to 10. So guys, that's how you write comparisons. This is what a simple comparison looks like. But we are not going to only do this, right? Yes, don't worry, I'll talk about that as well, Suraj. Don't worry. I am also going to talk about that. Okay, let's do it right now only. So guys, you also have one more set of operators in JavaScript. And that set is called as identity operator. And they look like this. You have triple equal to and not double equal to. Now, you will not find them in all the programming languages like C and C++. So what are they doing in JavaScript? So guys, as we discussed yesterday, that JavaScript is a loosely typed language. That means they don't check for types that much, right? They don't check for types that much. So a problem occurs in the comparison of equal to and not equal to. Like this, for example, see, my num is equal to 10, correct? Now, if I check num equals to 10, I know it gives me true. Perfect. But what if I check num equals to a string 10, not a numeric 10? You can see my num is having a numeric 10. It's a number 10. But here, it is something that looks like 10, but it's not a number. It's a string. It's a textual 10. It's not a numeric 10. And according to logic, this should be false because a numeric 10 is not equal to a string 10 because this can be used in calculations. This cannot be used in calculation because it just looks like 10. But the problem with double equal to is it gives true for that. Because according to double equal to never checks type. It only checks what? If they are same. If they look alike, they are equal. And that's the problem. So in future, if you receive some textual data from somewhere, and if you compare it like this, it will give you true, and your operations may be hurt. Whatever you're doing based on that conditions, they can go wrong because you received a textual or string data from somewhere. So that's the problem with double equal to. But not all the other languages don't do this because they have strict typing. They have strict typing. You cannot compare a string with a number. But here you can. You're allowed to do it because it is loosely typed. And in that case, double equal to gives true. And that's a problematic thing. That's why they have introduced something called as a triple equal to, where it checks for both. It checks if they look alike, and also it checks if both of them are number. Now let's see. And see, now it gives false. Because now, fine, num is also 10, this is also 10. But num is a number and this is not a number. And that's why false. Is it cleared, everyone? So that's how triple equal to works. So these two are exactly similar to these two. This is nothing but same like not equal to. This is nothing but same like double equal to. But just remember one thing, these two don't check for types. They only check if they look alike or not. These two checks for lookalike as well as for type. So these two are much more safer and better. Only if you're doing that kind of thing. So guys, I really hope we are cleared with this too as well. Not every language has this. Don't try it in C and C++. They don't have it because they are strictly typed. Our JavaScript is not strictly typed. That's why it requires these. Okay. So guys, this was a comparison. But I want to make it a condition. And as I said, Something is called as a condition if something is dependent on it, right? So right now it's just a mere simple comparison, but I want to make it a condition. And to write conditions, just like in English, we use the word if whenever I want to speak about a condition. In programming also, a keyword called as if is available if you want to start writing conditions. So let's see how to write it. It's very simple, guys. The formula or the syntax goes like this: if keyword, and in here you can pass your comparison or what you call as condition. Now remember, guys, this whole thing is called as condition. This inside this, it's nothing but a simple comparison. But yeah, comparison is the only thing that becomes a condition. That's it. So now I can have it like this. So if the comparison or condition, whatever you'd like to call it, you can call it. And then you have to create a block. This is what you call as a block. In programming, something that starts with a curly brace and ends with a curly brace is considered as a block. Block means a set of code, some set of code. That's it. A collection of lines of instructions. That's all. Okay. So here you can put any code. Now it goes like this. See, if this comparison gives true, execute this block. If this comparison gives false, skip this block and move ahead. That's how if works. So if this condition is giving you true, execute this block. Whatever code is inside this block, execute it. If this condition gives false, simply skip the block and move ahead. That's how it works. So now you can put any task in here that you want to execute only if this condition is true. For example, let me give you an example. Let's say I have a variable called as let marks, or let's call it percentage, right? Cool. And then I give it like 45, something like that. Now I want to perform a very, very important code of printing you are passed only if the percentage is greater than equal to 70. Something like this I want to do. So my code is what? I want to print you are passed, but only if my percentage is greater than equal to 70. That means it's a conditional statement. So if, and the comparison will be percentage is greater than equal to 70. That means it should be either 70 or above. There we go. Now here perform your task. Console.log you are passed. And also let me just put a general statement outside so that I can show you that whatever is outside is normally working. Whatever is outside the if block. So general statement, something like that. Okay. Now guys, how will it work? Everyone, how will it work? So percentage is 45. Now see, if percentage is greater than equal to 70, is it correct? No, because percentage is 45. 45 is not greater than equal to 70. So it will give you false. And if this is false, this block will be skipped and it will simply move ahead and start executing this. So let me see if it is working. So let's go on the browser. And here we go. You get your general statement, but you're not getting your past because this condition is giving false. Let's do this. Let's make it 80. And now you'll see you get both your past and general statement. That means now the condition is true. It goes inside, executes whatever is in the block, and then also moves outside and execute whatever is outside. Is it clear, guys? Very simple. So that's how you write a condition. This is a comparison, and this whole thing is considered as a condition. And only if this condition is true, it moves ahead. Something that is applied with if, it's always called as a condition. So can you do it dynamically? That means this data change, right? So yeah, we have to take input from user, right? So don't worry, we're also going to learning that. But when we start with DOM manipulation, then I'll show you how to take input from user. Don't worry about that. Okay, everyone. So that's it. That's how it works. But this is just a one simple thing that if my condition is true, I do something. Now in real world, sometimes you also do things like this. If condition is true, do this. If condition is false, do this. That means sometimes you also want to perform something if the condition is false, not only for true. Sometimes you also want to perform something if the condition is false. So for that, what you can do? So for that, with the if, you also have a else keyword. With the if, you also have a else keyword. Okay. Now understand, guys, if you're writing an if and else, it should be together. It should never write anything in between them. Never write anything in between them. Always remember that. Okay. If and else are meant to be together if you're writing if and else. Otherwise, normal if is fine, but if and else are meant to be together. So now here I can write console.log. Let's say you failed. Save it and let's see. And here we go. Right now it's your past, but let me just change it. Like for example, 45 again. Now you'll see you also get you failed. So now if this condition is true, it executes this block. If this condition is false, it skips this block and execute the else block. Else is always executed when the condition is false. Remember that. Else is only for when the conditions are false. Please never forget that. Else is only for when the condition is false. Okay? And this is general statement. Just printing it so that you understand that every time it's going out. After executing this, it's going out. Cool, everyone? If and else, hopefully. Okay. Now let's move ahead in one more way. What if you have multiple conditions to check at one time? Like right now, I'm only checking if it is greater than equal to 70. What if I want to check, like I want to do this? If it is greater than equal to 70, print A grade. If it is greater than equal to 60, print B grade. If it is greater than equal to 40, print C grade. Right? What if I want to check multiple conditions? What do we have for that? So we have also a concept of multiple if. Okay. So how do you write it? Very simple. So this is your first condition, right? Very simple. This is your first condition. If percentage, let me check, make it 75. If percentage is greater than equal to 75, do this. But also if it is greater than equal to 60, I want to print, let's say here I print O grade, something like that. O grade. Now I want to print A grade if it is greater than equal to 70 or maybe 60. So how do I do that? So for that, guys, you just can go ahead and write an else if. Right? And then you can go ahead with one more condition like percentage is greater than equal to 60. And then here you can put console.log A grade. And what if you have one more condition? Then again, just continue with else if, and you can continue it like n number of times. You can have as many conditions as you want, but you have to use else if. Okay. So again, percentage greater than equal to, let's say 40. I want to print console.log B grade. Again, I can also have a simple else at the end. That means if all the conditions go wrong, I want you to execute the else. So I can just go and write failed like this. So it can look like this. Now, the best part about multiple if or this if else if logic is only one of the block can be true. Only one of the block can be true. That means if the first condition is correct, this block is executed and everything else is skipped. That's the importance, that's the benefit, or that is one really important thing to understand about multiple if, that if the first condition is correct, it will skip all the other blocks. If the first condition is false, then only it will move to the other block. And again, if that is correct, it will execute this and skip everything else. Otherwise, if that is also false, it will move to the next one. And if all conditions go false, then only it goes to else. So in this case, let's see what do we get. So right now it's 45, right? So we should get a B grade mostly. Here we go, B grade. Now, there is also one more way of achieving it. Like why I'm showing you that one more way, because sometimes in interviews they put it like a trick question and we get confused. Like, see, we can also write this like this. See, everyone, just please focus, guys, please focus. You can also write it like this. Remove the else. I can have three separate ifs, and let's see if this is working, guys. Let's see if this is working. I still get B grade. That means my code is working fine. But in this case, guys, the problem is it goes here. Okay, let's say the first condition is correct, like this. I'll show you the problem. I'll show you the problem. Okay, let's say I have 80. Now you know that 80 is greater than equal to 75. So it prints O grade. But now see the output. It is printing O grade, A grade, B grade, everything. That means these ifs now are not dependent on each other. It is not a single block. It is a different if, this is a different condition, and this is a different condition. This is not a proper multiple if statement. These are three different conditions. So in this case, this is also working, this is also working, and this is also working. Okay, so never get into this trap. Okay, in this case, these are three separate conditions. They are not attached to each other. So even if this gets correct, this will still be checked. Even if this gets correct, this will still be checked. But in a normal multiple if statement, you write with else if this gets correct, it will never move on to the next blocks. All the other blocks will be skipped. Is it cleared? So make sure that this is a single statement. This whole thing is a single thing. Okay, single body. I don't know what to say it, but yeah, this is a single body, a single conditional area. That was different, completely different ifs. So don't forget about that. Okay. So yeah, in this case, see, focus, guys, focus. So I make it 80. Now I know by reading that this is also correct, this is also correct, this is also correct. Because yeah, 80, sorry, wrong place. I make it 80. Now see, so if it is 80, I know that 80 is greater than equal to 75. I also know that 80 is greater than equal to 60. And I also know that 80 is greater than equal to 40. So all the conditions are correct actually. But you can see that only the first one is getting executed. Because once the first condition is correct, it is not moving on to anything else. Everything else is skipped because it's a single body of conditions. Never forget that. But still, is this fine? No. Why? Because this program is logically incorrect. Because what am I doing? What am I doing by writing multiple conditions if all of my conditions are correct? Now, fine, because of multiple if logic, because of that skipping behavior of multiple if, my program is correct. But it is still a problem, right? That in my if all the conditions are correct, it should never be like this. Whenever you write a code, focus that it should never be like this. All the condition, if all the conditions are correct, why are you writing multiple ifs? Correct. This should be a different condition. This should be a different condition, and this should be a different condition. So this program is programmatically fine, but logically incorrect. Because see, if this is perfect, it should never happen like this. What if I move this comparison on top and this comparison on bottom? So let's go with A grade here and let's go with B grade. Sorry, A grade here. Sorry, yeah, O grade. Now see, now if you focus, I'm getting A grade. But technically it's 80. I should be getting O grade. But I'm getting A grade because the first condition is correct and is skipping everything else. And that's a problem. Correct. So that means if I move my conditions up and down, everything falls apart. And that's a really big problem because if my conditions are correct, no matter where I move my conditions, sequence should not bother me. But right now, sequence is bothering me. That means this program is logically incorrect. And to solve this issue, here comes one more set of operators that we call as logical operators. Remember that. And we have something called as AND. It is writing to AND, but it is AND. Okay. And then you have this OR, and then you have not. These are the three logical operators that you have, and or not. Now, I really hope that you guys remember logic or truth table thing, right? From your 9 standard, 7 standard, 10 standard, hopefully. Right, guys? Remember that? True and true is true. True and false is false. So for and, both of them should be true. For or, anything true is fine. Correct? For and, if both are true, then only it's true. If any one of is false, it's complete false. And for or, if any one is true, the whole statement becomes true. Right? So we can make use of that. So now let's do it. So now what I can do is I can go here. Okay, I can go here and I can write and I can add one more condition to make a bigger and better check. Like not only if my percentage is greater than 60, also if my percentage is less than 75, then only it should be A grade. That means if my percentage is greater than equal to 60 and less than equal to 75, then only A grade. Same way here. Only if my percentage is greater than equal to 75 and percentage is less than equal to 100, then only A grade, because I also don't want to go above 100. And same here. And percentage is less than 60. Now this program is logically correct because now see it is 80. So it will come in this first one. Check. Okay, fine. Percent is greater than equal to 60. Yes, 80 is greater than equal to 60. True. And is it less than 75? No. So true and false. This whole thing becomes false because it's an and. So true and false, whole thing is false. So if whole thing is false, go to the next one. Now here check. Is 80 greater than equal to 75? Yes. And is 80 less than 100? Yes. So whole thing is true. Execute this and skip everything else. And that's it. Now your program is logically correct. So guys, you can also mention multiple conditions by using and or. Depending on your need, you can also mention multiple conditions in a if at one time by using and or if you want to check multiple conditions at once. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone? Cool? Easy to understand, I hope. Not tough at all. Very easy. So that's how you write multiple if, guys. Okay. Now then, let's move ahead with one more way of writing. What if you enter 101? It will go in else. So yes, that's a really good, actually. That's a really good question that you asked. Like it's not a error in this case, but we just have not covered that. For example, if something goes like 101, it will show failed because 101 is not settling for this, 101 is not settling for this, and not also for this. So it's going for failed. So you can add one more condition here actually. Else if percentage is greater than 100. So what? In that case, console.log invalid percentage, like that. Here we go. So now for 101, you'll get invalid percentage. Cool. So just one more extra stuff. That's it. That's it, guys. Okay. So yep, let's move ahead now and let's talk about some other stuff as well. Few more conditional statements that we have. Don't worry, I'll also be showing you the ternary operator logic. Don't worry about that. I'll be showing you that as well. So now guys, let's move ahead to the next conditional statement that is going to be switch statement. Okay. So guys, switch is exactly similar to your multiple if statement or your else if statement. But then you might ask, so if I have multiple if statement, why do I need switch? Because first thing, switch is used in different scenarios and switch is a little faster than multiple if statement. In terms of execution, switch is a little faster. But there are few things that you should do with switch and there are few things that you should do with multiple if. For example, first of all, let's see why switch is used. So let's have a variable like let, anything like status. Okay. So now let's say this is Facebook. Okay. Let's say this is Facebook. Okay. And if someone is my friend or not, I check it via status. Just think. Or let's say you log into, uh, uh, okay, let me just do this. Okay. Let's say you create an account on some site and that site maintains an information about you that are you a normal user or are you a deluxe user or are you a premium user. Okay, just think of it like this. You log into a site and I'm just giving you a real-time scenario, guys, how it works. So let's say you log into a site and they want to maintain what kind of user you are. Are you a normal user, deluxe user, or premium user? Okay, so they might be storing a status for you. Okay, and in this they just store this, maybe 0, 1 and 2. 0 for normal, 1 for deluxe, and 2 for premium user. And let's say they want to do something based on what kind of user you are. Now in this case you will see that it's either 0 or 1 or 2. It's not like a less than equal to comparison. It's not like a range comparison like between 60 to 75. It's a single comparison, either 0 or 1 or 2. It's like switch, 0, 1 or 2. It's not a range. So in these cases, guys, you can go for switch. So just write a switch and pass the variable that you want to check. So I can pass my status, any variable that you want to check. And then it's like this, case 0. That means if the value of variable is 0, then what do you want to do? Right? What do you want to do? So do whatever you want. Like let's say in this case, I'm just saying, do you need water? To normal user, I ask this question, do you need water? Like this. I can have one more case. Now, guys, it is just a sample question, but you can do whatever you want. You can display a big thing there. case 1. That means if the value of status is 1, what do I have to do? I can do console.log, do you need a sofa or seat? So to my deluxe users, I ask this question: do you need a seat? And let's say case 3, console.log. So to them, I ask, do you need a bed? Something like that. So depending on different cases. Now see guys, this is completely achievable by using if and else. But switch is made for this, especially when you have just changing values. The value is either going to be 0 or 1 or 3. So switch is used for changing values. Conditions like if and else can be used for range of values like this, from 40 till 60, right? Greater than 100, less than 100, in between a range. There you can go for if else. But for changing values like normal 0, normal 1, or either it's going to be 0 or 1, or either it's going to be true and false, or it's going to be A or B or C or D, not a range. In that case, you can always go for switch, because switch is much more faster than if. Okay. Typo, where is my typo? What did I forget? What did I forget? Typo 2. Wait. No. That's the problem. Atharva Battle Fox. No. First of all, okay, let me say it. Okay, fine. I forgot. That's a typo because I mentioned two, right? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I mentioned two. But guys, one more thing for all the guys: never think that these cases are to be right in sequence. Okay, I can write case 2 and case 1 like this as well. Second thing, never think that it will be always 0 1 2. It can be A B C, it can be 0 99 105, it can be whatever you want. Okay, this thing is not for sequence. Never think that they are always going to be going in sequence. Okay, and at the end you also have default, which is just like else. That means if all the cases go wrong, if all the cases go wrong, you can trust on this, that this will be executed. It's like else. Now let's see if this is working, guys. And here we go. You get all the stuff. Okay, let me check it to 1. Now guys, focus, please focus on this issue. So I do status 1. That means I know that this is correct, right? Console.log, do you need bed? Let's see. Here we go. You write, do you need bed? And you also get, you get out. So what is the problem? Or let's say I just make it case 2. So right now what's happening is, whatever case is correct, from there, everything else is also getting executed. And this problem is called as fallout in switch statement or fall through in switch statement. Okay, it is called like that. So by default in switch case, whatever case is whatever case is correct, that case and all the cases after that till default, everything is executed. This concept is called as fallout in switch statement. So if someone ever asks you in an interview what is fallout in switch statement, never forget to mention this. Okay, but how to prevent it? I don't want it. So for that, simply use a statement called as break at the end of every case. That break will make sure that after that case execution, the switch case is broken or stopped like that. So just mention break. So I basically explained this because sometimes they ask, and a lot of people don't know about this because they have never learned switch case by this. They have always learned that break is important stuff. Like, it's important stuff, but they have always learned it with break. They have never seen what happens without break. Okay, so that's why to understand what exactly is fallout, it's very important. See guys, so whenever you don't put break, just repeating it again, whenever you don't put break in switch case, what happens is, whatever case is correct, that case and all the cases after that are also executed. That is called as fallout in switch statement. That is called as fallout in switch statement. Is that clear, everyone? So if you don't put break anywhere, whatever case is executed, or you just don't put break in some case, okay, if a case doesn't have break, that case and the case after that is also executed. Just remember this. Okay, if a case, see, let's say case 2 is not having a break, everything else has a break, case 2 is not having a break. See that what happens? That case and also the case after that is executed. So this is also executed. If this will not have a break, right now this will execute, and because it is not having a break, this will also execute, and because it is not having a break, this will also execute. So here we go. See that? This is what we call as a fallout in switch statement. If you don't put case in any of the cases, if you don't put break in any of the cases, that case and plus the next case will be also executed. That is what we call as fallout. And always remember, guys, the last case doesn't need a break because there is nothing after that. So if that case is executed, there is nothing after that. So no matter if you put default in last or any case in last, the last one doesn't require a break. Because see, even if this executes and doesn't have a break, is there anything after that? No. So nothing will execute. So whatever is last. Yes, break means stop. Break is basically used to break the switch. Break keyword breaks the switch, stops the execution of switch. Is it cleared? Okay. So not only default, Naveen, whatever is at the end doesn't need a break. Not only default. Like normally we put break at the like default at the end, but whatever is at the end doesn't need a break. Cleared? So that's it, guys. That's how switch statement works. Everyone. And switch is a little faster in execution as compared to if and else. Now, if I see, guys, if I want, I can do the exact same thing in if and else. So for all the people who don't directly understand switch, let me just tell you how I will write if this whole stuff, if I write it in if and else. So it will be like this. If status is equal to 0, it will go like this. The same stuff. The same stuff. I can do this. It's not wrong, guys. See, first of all, it's not wrong at all. It will work. But for this particular thing only, switch is made. For this particular thing only, switch is made. Okay. So it can go like this. And whatever it is, like seat or bed, whatever it is. Okay. So this exact thing can be written by if and else via this logic. But if it is always a single check, not multiple check or not a range check, always go for switch cases. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Okay, I can see one question. Please clear my nested if else concept. I have troubles in that. See, first of all, according to me, like I just think that nested if is good. It's good, but we should not consider it like a proper separate conditional statement. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why. See, you know if logic, right, guys? We know if logic, right? Everyone, we know if logic. So it goes like this: if some condition and a block. We know this, right, everyone? So now if this condition is correct, the code inside this will execute. I know. If this condition is correct, the code inside the block will execute. Perfect. Now, when I mention, I can put code in here. It can be any code, right? It can be a variable creation. It can be a variable printing. It can be some hi-fi network call. It can be anything. Or it can also be another if. Why not? Like this. Now, just don't think of it like a if. Think of it like any code. So only if this condition is correct, it will come inside and execute this code. And to our surprise, it's if. And only if now this condition is correct, it will go inside. So ifs are working in a normal way. But yep, if is inside a if, then it is simply called as nested if. Is that clear, everyone? That's it. So that's the concept. Who was asking this? Yagnesh. That's it. If you put a if inside if, that logic is called as nested. In programming, actually, wherever you put the same thing inside same thing. For example, if you put a block inside a block, it's nested block. If you put a function inside a function, it's nested function. If you put a class inside a class, it's called as nested class. Same thing. If you put if inside a if, it's called as nested if. But don't think of it like that. Just think of it like another code. Fine, this condition is correct. This code will be executed. That's it. Okay, everyone. How C programming different from Java? Java is a object-oriented language, where C is a functional-oriented language, right? What it is called in technical terms if we don't place break option? Tinku, it is called as fallout in switch statement. Fallout. Okay, it's called as fallout. Now, guys, let me go ahead and let me also teach you one really cool way of writing conditions by using the ternary operator. By using the ternary operator. Now, for all of you guys, don't worry if you don't know what exactly is the meaning of ternary. Ternary means three. See, guys, you have three things: unary, binary, and ternary. If you get asked in an interview what exactly is binary or ternary, what is the difference between binary? Okay, so unary means one, binary means two, and ternary means three. Okay, but the concept is actually of unary operator, binary operator, and ternary operator. The operator which operates on two operands is called as binary operator. The operator which operates with one operand is called as unary operator. And the operator which operates on three operands is called as a ternary operator. For example, in this case, just focus, guys. See here. See here. Let me write it like this. Focus, guys. 23 is less than 34. Tell me, this less than is what kind of operator? Now, this is the whole operation, and this less than is a operator, and these two are operands. So now you tell me, guys, less than is what kind of operator? Unary, binary, or ternary? Everyone, come on, quickly. Is it unary? Less than. I know it's relational, but what else? Okay. Is it only working on one operand? Are you guys sure? Are you guys sure? Is it only working on one operand? This is one operand and this is two. So it's basically binary, right? This, you write this num plus plus, right? This plus plus is a unary operator because it only works on one operand. Here, this is one operand, this is one operand. So it's a binary operator. Think of it like this: 23 plus 78. Tell me, guys, plus is what? Unary or binary? Again, it's binary because two operands: 23, 78. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. I First of all, guys, don't think of what output it will give. That doesn't decide the operand. Output is secondary. First, focus on the operation. I think because of it is giving true or false, you're answering it binary, right? No, you don't worry about the output. First, just think of operation. There are three components in operation: the operation itself, the operator, and the operand. So this is whole operation. This is the operator, and these two are operands. So there are two operands. So that's why it becomes binary. Again, here also, this is operator. This whole thing is operation, and 23 and 78 are operands. So two operands. Again, it becomes binary. So any operator that has two operands is what you call as binary operator. Okay. Now then, sir, why your right state starting of program let status 2? Because that is the variable I'm passing in switch case, right? So if I'm passing it in switch case, I need to create that variable, right? Right, Poonam? If I don't create the variable, how will I use it? Okay, now guys, let's talk about the ternary operator, which works on three operands. So first of all, ternary operator in here is just a simple, what do you say, replacement or replica of a simple if and else statement. Okay, ternary operator helps you to write a normal if and else statement in a normal way, like this. Let me show you. So let's say, guys, focus, please focus. First, an easy example. Let num equals 5. So I write if num is less than 10, console.log, hello, else console.log by. Okay, everyone? Hello, perfect, because num is 5 and it's less than 10. If it goes 15, I should get by. Okay, normal if and else, right, guys? Operator and operator. Yes, exactly. Operator, like for example, if surgery is operation, doctor is the operator and patient is the operand. Is it clear, Suraj? So whatever is getting operated, that is operand. An operator is who is performing the operation. Okay. In JS, assignment of values from left to right, from right to left, right? From right to left. Everywhere assignment is always right to left. From my right, right? Right to left. Cool? Perfect. Now, guys, I can replace this with the help of the ternary operator. So that I don't have to write this big syntax. How? Let's see. So first of all, the example of ternary operator is this. Question mark colon. This is ternary operator. Question mark colon. So now let's use this to replace this whole thing. So you can do this, guys. First, mention your condition. Num less than 10. Question mark. What do you want if this condition is true? I want this. Colon. What do you want if this condition is false? I want this. That's how you guys, that's how you use ternary operator to write condition for you. That's it. Condition, question mark, whatever happens on true, colon, whatever happens on false. And now you'll see you get by. Okay, don't worry, Manav, I'm going to do that. Definitely, buddy. Today is the second day, so we still have 3 more days. I'll show you how to take user input. Don't worry about that. Is it clear, guys? And if I make it again, let's say 5, the condition will give you hello now. So that's how you write a ternary operator. It's mostly used for conditional checks and some other things as well. So now you can think, right? If this question mark and colon are operators, this is the first operand, this is the second operand, and this is the third operand. Whatever is output, that's secondary. But here we go, 3 operands. 1, 2, and 3. And that's why it is considered as a ternary operator. This is the use, guys, to write conditions, to write smaller conditions. Okay, now that's a really good question, Chandni. What is the use of ternary operator when we have if else? That's a really, really great question. Let me show you. Let me tell you what exactly is the use. Okay. So let's say based on the condition, you want to assign some value. Just think. Okay, let me just do this. Guys, please focus, everyone. Please focus. Please focus. Think of it like this. Let's say you have one more variable called as res. Okay, which is empty initially, no value. Now, if num is less than 10, I'm not logging it. What I'm doing is I'm putting a value of 56 in res. And if it is not less than 10, or let's say res will store, let's say, okay, let me just do this. Res will store America. Okay. And if num is greater than 5, greater than 10, or equal to 10, res will store India, something like that. Now I'm not console logging, I'm doing this. Let's say this is the operation. Okay. If num is equal to 5, I have a res variable. If num is less than 10, res will become America, else res will become India. Now you'll see how by using ternary operator, I simplify this even more. I can do this, see. Remove this, and see now. I can initially have a variable like this, let res equal to. And then I can here simply have America. Guys, don't worry, let me remove this because res is already declared, right? And India. That's it. Now your ternary operator is working like this. Now res equal to this ternary operator. So now if num is less than 10, America will be going in res, and if condition is false, India will be going in res. That's it. So see, the replacement of this big thing is in a single small line. So that's where you use ternary operators most, where you want to directly give some data to some variable without writing this big logic. Is it clear, guys? So res equal to, check this condition. If this is correct, America will go in res. If this is false, India will go in res. It is the exact replacement of this. Yes, Naveen, exactly. Yes. It depends on the number of operands involved. Sir, will you please explain that we are studying C language in college, but can we make an attractive and user-friendly software, and can we add graphics? Yes, you can add graphics using C, but I don't think it will look that attractive. It will still look like command line tool, some stuff. It will not be as attractive as a website. It will not be as attractive as an app, but it will still look good. It will look like a robotic, some sort of text, because see, the output is on a console, right? So we cannot expect it to look like a website or a PDF or an app. So it will look like a robotic stuff, some digital screen stuff, but it will look good if you see graphics there. If you use your computer graphics logic there, it will still look good. Yes. So, sir, so we can't use when we have else if. It depends now. It's your choice. Guys, again, remember, it's your choice now. Okay. There will be always multiple options available. It will be always you who chooses what do you want to do. Is that cleared? Sir, is it necessary to learn DSA before the FS programs? No, it's not necessary, but it's a good thing to know. DSA is always a good thing to know, and important stuff. It's a really good thing to have in your knowledge pocket. But it's not necessary or mandatory. Without that, also, a lot of people are really good developers, because whoever is a developer, he will have some basic logic always. But if you have DSA logic, you can crack much more complex algorithms and data stuff, right? So it's like that. Means we can't write status equal to an integer number. You can write anything, whatever you want, Poonam. It's totally up to you. It's a variable, right? It can hold any value, number, text, whatever you'd like. Is it clear? In India, how much front-end developer salary according you and depends on company? Yeah, it depends on company. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, it depends on the company, and it depends on how you crack your interview. Sometimes it also depends on that, and it also depends on how much experience you have while you're joining the company. How big or how good your portfolio is. It also depends on that. So I don't know the exact number, but yeah, it depends on a lot of factors. Okay, everyone, are we cleared with all the conditional stuff? I hope so. Okay, so we are almost about time. It's already 9. So now, guys, okay, let me answer a few questions before I go ahead. And let now complete tech. So I leave. Let now complete tech. So what software is better for JS, Node.js or VS? Bhargav, that's a wrong comparison, buddy. VS is a IDE, a code editor. Node.js is a JS runtime. They don't have any similarities. If you want to write code, you need VS Code. If you want to run JS outside the browser, you need Node.js. So no comparison. You need both of them, right? Yes, I want to show you let and where, but for that, okay, we have not learned properly like block yet, because I want to teach you functions first. Then only I can tell you the exact difference between let and where, because the difference is where is function scoped and let is block scoped. So for that, we need to learn functions first. So tomorrow, the first thing that we will learn is functions. You can extend the time, sir, if you're free, because the stream started a little late. Yes, I think I can do that. Yes, I forgot about we started late. Let's do it. Thank you so much for reminding me. So yes, let's do it. Actually, we can do it today. Yes. When will we start DOM manipulation? Maybe by the end tomorrow, or maybe by the 4th session. Okay. So let's go, guys. Let's go. No, Suraj. It's not global scope. No, where is function scoped? Okay, guys. So now let's discuss the second topic for today. That is gonna be why do we use Node.js and React.js? React.js, Node.js, as I explained yesterday, it's a JS runtime. So you need it if you want to run JavaScript outside the browser. And React.js is a front-end library, JavaScript-based library that is used to create good-looking user interfaces. So, yep. Node.js to run JS outside the browser for anything. React.js to build user interfaces. It's a JS library. Okay, guys. So the next topic for today is what you call as functions. So now focus. It's a very simple topic, but a lot of people are confused in it. So please focus, guys. Please focus. Is there a way to check JS code? Yes, there is a way. You can actually put timers in your code to check the function's efficiency. Okay. So now, guys, I'll answer this question at the end, Shailendra. Don't worry. I'll tell you what exactly is the difference between React versus Next. Don't worry. So, guys, let's go. And one more question I'll answer before that. Can we use ternary instead of switch? Nope, because switch, as you can see, you can check 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 conditions. In ternary, it's only one condition and either true or false. So ternary is for a different stuff. Switch case is for a different stuff. Switch case, you can check 4, 5, 10, as many as you want, right? Conditions. In here, you only check one condition and either true or false. Based on that, you get some output. That's it. Okay, guys, one last thing. Last 10 minutes. Please focus, everyone. Last 10 minutes. Okay. Focus now. So the last topic for today is what you call as functions. So first of all, guys, let's try to understand what exactly is a function. So first, I'll give you the definition, then I'll give you the explanation. A function in programming is nothing but a block of code which may have a name. A function is nothing but a block of code or a set of instructions which does some task. Okay, let me now give you an example. And for that, let me open a Jamboard. Guys, please focus. Everyone, please focus. Please, please, please focus. Last thing, Karthikeya, last thing, buddy, last thing. Just giving explanation, not teaching you exactly how it works, because that will do tomorrow. So now think of it, guys. Let's say you have a lot of lines of code. Okay, I know it's not a very good looking code, but please just bear it. Let's say this is around 1,000 line of code. Correct, everyone? This is some 1,000 lines of code. And in this 1,000 lines of code, there is a specific task that particular 5 lines do. Okay, and that task is to get location of user from satellite. Okay, there is a task of getting location of user from satellite, and that's a 5 line code. And in this 1,000 lines of code, I am using that 5 lines 20 times. That means I have written 100 lines of code for the same task. I'm writing that 5 lines again and again everywhere I need location of user. So there is a specific task of taking user's location from satellite. Okay, and that's a 5 line of code, and I'm writing it again and again everywhere I need it. So what I can do is I can take that 5 lines of code, I can write it somewhere separately in a block, and I can give it a name, like let's say any name, whatever you want. Let's say location. And now I don't have to write this 5 lines again and again everywhere. Now, wherever I need this 5 lines of code in this big code, I can just use this function name. So if I need it here, I'll just call that function name here, and this 5 lines of code will be executed on this place. Now, it doesn't work exactly like that, but just giving you the idea. So a function is nothing but a block of code, a set of lines of code that performs a specific task, which mostly has a name. And wherever you need that code to work, you don't have to write the whole code again. You can just call that function with that name, and that code will be executed there. So by this, what you're doing, guys, you're doing reusability. Now, that means initially you were writing 100 extra lines. Now you're not writing that. Because now if you want to use it 1,000 times, you can use it 1,000 times, but you don't have to write those 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 lines again and again. That's what a function is, guys. It provides reusability and structure in your program. It provides what? Reusability of code and structure in your program. Exactly. That's what function do. So again, guys, definition, just a block of code that is used to perform a specific task. Okay, you create it separately, you give it a name, and then you can use it anywhere at any time you want. And by this, you're performing reusability of code, because now you're not writing that code again and again, and you are also making your code structured. That's what a function is. That's it. That's how simple it is, guys. It's not tough at all. So let's just see it in action just in a minute. Okay, let's go. So now all the languages have this concept of functions, guys. There is no language that doesn't have functions. Any program is incomplete without functions. Okay, so now, guys, let's do it. New things too when I learn anything from scratch as a beginner. I know, Tinku, don't worry. This is the last topic for today, buddy. Don't worry. This is the last topic. It is, I'm just teaching this because I want to tell you a lot of people the difference between let and where, because it's a very, very much asked questions, right? And I promised yesterday that I'll give you guys a difference. So yeah, let's do it. And again, it's just 1 hour for today because we started late. So let's do it. So guys, how to create function in JS? That's what is important right now, because you can create functions in every language, but we are learning JS. So let's see how to create function in JS. So it's very simple. You have to use a function keyword, give any name to it, any name, whatever you want. So let's say I call it do something, because I don't know what it's doing. That's why do something. And remember, guys, when you create a function and when you give it a name, this is very important. Rounded brackets or We call them parentheses. So with the name, this is very important. If you don't put this, the program will not understand that it's a function. So this is very, very important. This stuff is very, very important. Okay. And then again a block, and this is the block of the function. Now do whatever you want. And guys, you can give any name. Okay. I'm giving it do something. You can give any name to it. So now let's write some very important satellite code, that is console.log, just pranking. You are in, or you are on Mars. Okay. And now is one cool thing about function is they are never called by themselves. That means right now that will not be executed. So whatever code is inside a function is not executed by itself. You always have to call the function if you want to execute it. Yes, Utpal, we can use return. Don't worry. Tomorrow I'll explain the concept of return as well. Don't worry about that. Right now, just giving you the idea of function. Okay. So guys, focus. Okay. Functions don't execute themselves. So right now, this is a function. It's having some code, but that is not getting executed. You can see that. To execute the code that is present inside the function, you have to call it. And to call it, you just have to call its name. That's it. Now, wherever you call it, this code will be executed on the place where you're calling it. And you can have multiple lines of code as well. Okay, guys? Something like that. So it can also have multiple lines of code. And now you'll see, I called it, so I got my output. And the best part is I can call it n number of times. Just think of it like this, guys. Just think of it like this. If you have 2000 lines here, you're not writing that 2000 lines again and again. You're just calling it wherever you want. Right now you have 2 lines, but in future you might have 2000 lines here, 2000 lines of code. But you don't have to worry about it. Wherever you want, you just have to call do something, and it will be executed that many times. But it has no return type. Yes, in JS, Yogesh, you don't have it, because again, it's a loosely typed language. You don't even give types to the variables. So why to the functions? Okay, everyone. So that's how functions work. So you create them, you put your code inside them, and they are not called by default. You have to call them wherever you need. Now, tomorrow we'll go in a little more detail, but I think for now, we have understood what a function is, right? Guys, please tell me. Sir, we can't write. You can write that completely, but that will be a problem because it will become a recursive function. When you call a function inside itself, it becomes recursive. And right now, we are not talking about that. I don't want to make it tough for now. I'll also teach you that, Suraj. Don't worry. Don't worry. So guys, understood what a function is. It's nothing but a block of code. Okay. And now wherever you want to execute this code or use this code, just call that function anytime, anywhere. Now, the last important thing, difference between let and var, where var is very old and let was introduced in 2015 in the ES6 version. So what's the difference? So var was having a problem actually, and that they solved it by introducing let. The difference is var is function scoped and let is block scoped. This is the difference, guys. Not global or local. We call it like this. Var is function scoped, let is block scoped. Now, what is the meaning of function scoped and block scoped? Let's talk about that. So, guys, please focus everyone. This is a function, and the area of the function is what we call as a scope. Okay, so starting from here till here, this is the scope of the function. Okay, now see, let's say I create a variable, okay, on inside an if actually. So if I'm directly putting true here, that means this condition is correct. Okay, I'm directly putting true. And I create a block. Guys, please focus everyone. So if true condition, that means it's definitely going to work. And I create a variable here using var. So var name equals Saurabh. Guys, understand this is a block. Now focus. Can I access that name outside the block, outside of the block where it was created? Can I access that? Can I access that? Let's see. And yeah, don't forget to call this function, guys. You have to call this function. Here we go. completely. I can actually access the name outside this block. Okay, डोंट वरी फजल. देखो यहाँ पे बस ये देखो कि ये एक ब्लॉक है, राइट? ये एक ब्लॉक है और मैं उसने उस आई हैव क्रिएटेड अ वेरिएबल इनसाइड दैट ब्लॉक. Okay, I have created this variable inside this block, but I can also access this variable outside the block, and that's a wrong thing because no other language allows it. But it's happening because var is function scoped. So no matter inside the function where you create a variable, it will always be accessible in the whole function wherever you want. But if this was let, now see, I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything. Simple. Because now I cannot access name outside this block. Or let's give it some other name like first name. You get an error. For name, you will not get an error because name is also a predefined variable in JS. But here we go. See that now, guys? Okay. So I have created first name variable inside this block. And as I said, when you create a variable using let, it's block scope. That means now this first name can be only used in this area, not outside this area. And that's why when I'm trying to access that outside, it is giving me error that first name is not defined. I don't know what first name is. I can only use it inside this block. You can see that. And that's how variable should actually work. Variable should always be block scoped. See, if I put it inside, it works. But if I'm accessing it outside, it's giving me this error. So that's why they introduced let, because every other programming language, the variables are always block scoped. In whatever block you create them, they are only accessible in that block. But in JS, it was a problem. By default, variables were function scoped. So no matter where you create them, they are accessible in the whole function, and that's a problem. So that's why they created let, that is block scoped. Is it clear, guys? That's it. That's the difference between var and let. That's all. Is it clear, everyone, guys? That's it. That's it for today. That's it. So just to tell you the difference. Const, I think it's also block scoped because it was also introduced in ES6. So let's try that. Let's see that. Let's make it const. It's also block scoped. So let and const both are block scoped. Akshat, let and const both are block scoped. Now see, guys, what if I do this? Let first name equals Saurabh. Now can I access it, everyone? Because right now I'm creating this variable inside the function scope. So right now the block of this variable is the whole function. So now it's fine. Now it's fine. Now it's cool. Because right now I created this variable inside the function scope. And function scope is also a block. So don't underestimate. Var is always function scoped, no matter in which block you create it. Let is block scoped. So if you create it in a block, it will only be accessible in that block. So right now it's the function block because function is also a block, right? Okay, is that clear, guys? So don't think no, so let is also getting access in the function scope because function is also a block. And if you have created it in the function block, then definitely will be available in the whole function because right now I'm creating it in the functional block. So it depends on which block you create it in. That's what block scope means. They are not telling that it's not function scoped. If you create it in the function block, it will be accessible in the function block. But var is simply function scoped. No matter in which block you create it, always function scoped. What if var in global scope? Now understand, guys, one last thing, that your JS file, your JS area itself is a big function. So if you create a var outside, that is available in the whole JS area. That is available in the whole JS area. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. That's why when you create var outside, it's available everywhere because your whole JS area itself is a big function. And no matter what you create, let or var, both of them will be accessible in the whole JS area. Okay. That's it, guys. That's how you work with it. Now, tomorrow, first of all, guys, let me tell you what are we going to be learning tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be learning about hoisting. I'll tell you more about functions. I'll teach you about hoisting. I'll teach you about loops, and also we'll try to come to arrays concept as well. So that those are the concepts that we're going to be learning tomorrow. Very important. Okay. In this time, we are focusing less on DOM and more on JavaScript related functions. Okay. So we're also going to be talking about map. See, there are only two things, guys. Either we can focus on DOM or we can focus on mainly on JavaScript. In the last JS Essentials, we focused more on DOM, right? This time I'm planning on to focus more on the advanced parts, a little advanced, not exactly advanced, a little advanced parts like array functions. Okay, everyone. So that's what I'm focusing on this time. So let's see how it goes. Don't worry. Okay, everyone. So that's what we're going to learning tomorrow: hosting, and then functions, loops, and arrays. Okay, so a lot of new stuff is coming. It's not exactly same as the old JavaScript that we did last time. This time we are going to be learning a lot of new things as well. Okay, and one more thing, guys. Again, final thing, that you know that this is basically essential, that we are not learning the whole JavaScript. JavaScript is much more bigger. So you can also check out our full stack PGP program, full stack web development PGP program, where I'll be teaching you the whole full stack web development, how to make websites end to end from scratch. So we'll be learning HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, React, Node, MongoDB, Angular, how to create APIs, how to create front end, everything in there by creating 15 plus projects as well. So if you are interested in that, you can go ahead and just go to, let me show you, just go to letsupgrade.in. Okay, and you can actually here see, so this is where you can go: full stack web development program. You also have full stack data science program. So wherever you're interested, just click on enroll now and you can just check it everything out. You can see here what are the features do we have. You can see the curriculum here. So everything, what do we teach you, everything you can see here. Okay, see all of the things. These are all the things that we're going to be teaching you. See, I think more than 50, 60 stuff. So a lot of stuff is here. So if you're interested, you can just go ahead and check it out. And if you're interested, you can also enroll or at least talk to us about what do you want to learn. Okay. And please, guys, don't forget to mark your attendance. Just go on the one link in the description of this video and mark your attendance. And also please register for the course. It's very important. You can see the link going on in here. Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for today. I will see. Okay, wait. Yes. I think yesterday you guys had a quiz, right? Wait. I will announce the winner of the quiz. Wait. So let me just get the. Okay, here we go. Okay. So the winner of yesterday's quiz is Wani. So congratulations, Wani, on winning the quiz, and also congratulations Pal Patel and Savita Ramesh for getting on the podium. So guys, congratulations, Wani, on winning 500 rupees Amazon coupon, and you guys also can win it. So just go ahead and join the course with that link, and you can also participate in the quiz on the Telegram, and you can also win a 500 rupees Amazon coupon. So, yep, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the session. Please let me know in the chat, and I'll see. Okay, guys, we also have an update. Let me just tell you. The second winner is also getting 150 LU coins. And what about the third one? I'm just getting the news, guys. Okay, the third winner is also, that means previously we were not having anything for second and third place, but now second person will get a 150 LU coins, and third person will get 100 LU coins, which you can use on the Let's Upgrade site to do a lot of stuff. So, yep, guys. Yes, I have told them that in the start. But again, guys, what certificate that we are giving for this particular essential course is GDG, it is Google Developer Group Certificate, and which is also supported by ITM and NSDC and Let's Upgrade. So that certificate matters a lot. So please register for the course if you want that certificate at the end as well. Okay. So for all the links, guys, don't, not only Telegram link, every link, just go in the link in the description of the video. Just go on that one link. You'll get all the information about everything: our Telegram group, our WhatsApp group, your course completion, course attendance, assignment, everything is available there. Just go on that link. What is LU coins? LU coins is like a currency that you can use on Let's Upgrade site to do some stuff like buying something and using it for certificates, all that stuff. Okay, so everything is there. Yeah. And what else was that? What is the last thing? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Please like the video so that it reaches to more people. Please, before going out, like the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so that we can also grow and reach to more people and so that we can also teach more people. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. I'll see all of you tomorrow.